In 3, 2, 1. At least I think we're going live. Once again, I've been doing this for so long, and I still am unsure of whether or not I've got everything set up correctly. So I hope everybody can see everything and hear everything in the stream okay. I hope my audio is doing all right. Now, somebody on Twitter, I believe it was AJAT, mentioned pizza. So I was like, heck yeah, it's been a while since I've had some pizza. I called one of my local pizza shops. There's like a mom and pop place to see if they could hook me up with good margarita pizza, but they weren't able to do much. So I wasn't able to get in touch with them. Maybe they're super busy, which if so, good for them. I hope all the local restaurants, all the local mom and pop places are doing all right in my area. So without them being able to help me, I just went ahead and ordered something quick from Pizza Hut. 3 topping large pizza, what they had a deal on. I got, didn't want to get anything too typical, so I got some bacon, green bell pepper, and tomato on top. And it's been a while since I've had some Pizza Hut pizza. Nice and warm. Oh my goodness. Always made fresh. You know, I gotta say, I think Domino's pizza is a little bit better than Pizza Hut, but still, you can hardly go wrong. I think both Domino's and Pizza Hut, pardon me, changed the recipe in the last year or so, which I think is great. Oh my goodness, I've got a warning on my stream. Please check your video resolution. The current resolution is not supported, which is not optimal. Whatever. As long as it looks alright. It's a really high resolution, but I'm trying a different resolution. You might notice that it's a little bit wider shot today than it has been in the past. Yeah, usually I keep a pretty tight shot, just because, in the back behind here, these windows kind of blow out the picture. But, you know, whatever. I figured you guys might want to see what the heck I'm eating. So, as per usual, no real topics to discuss today. Just wanted to check in with everyone, make sure everybody's doing great out there, staying safe, staying healthy, keeping in touch with the folks that they want. Make sure you get outside, get yourself some sunshine, because that always makes everybody happier. Let's see what's going on in the comments. We've got some folks talking about the pizza. Yeah, great. Dessert pizza. On top of ordering this pizza, I actually made a homemade dessert pizza, but I figured it'd be good to, eat something savory before digging into that dessert pizza I made, so that's going to be coming up. Maybe after I have a couple of pieces. Oh my goodness. Bacon on top of pizza is really good. And for anybody who thinks that that's sacrilege or anything, I mean, you always get prosciutto on pizza in Italy, and bacon is basically salted prosciutto, so I mean, it's good for me. Got MJC, Produce Not Pills. Zoe loves you in the chat. Hey guys, welcome to the live stream. MJC, I'm not sure if I've seen you in the live streams before, so thanks for coming. Thanks for tuning in. Produce Not Pills, always good to see you, man. You're a regular, so you're always welcome. You say that the pizza box looks like it's from the 90s. Yeah, it is kind of a retro classic pizza box. I guess I didn't really think about it. Got some kind of uneven cuts here. Both of these. One piece is a little bit larger than the other. That's alright. What can you expect with those guys? I gotta say that, being stuck at home, man, I've been consuming so much media and so much Netflix these last couple of weeks. I don't know about you guys, but I've been catching up on all the, shows that I've neglected working really hard, going to school. I don't have a whole lot of time to, spend just hanging out and binge watching on all these like popular Netflix shows. Ooh, pardon me. Those bubbly drinks always get my stomach tumbling. But yeah, I've been really enjoying watching Community. I don't know if anybody else out there knows Community. I'm sure lots of people know Community. It's kind of like this cult classic comedy show by Dan Harmon. And it is such a good show. I gotta say, Donald Glover is the man. He's so great. And Dan Harmon, like anything that guy makes is basically gold. For folks out there, what's your opinion of dipping pizza in ranch? What do you think? Yay, nay? Is it good? Does it destroy the pizza? I typically dip just the crust, so. Produce not pills. You say at least it's not a Chuck E. Cheese reused pizza? Lol. And it has been so long since I've been to Chuck E. Cheese. Oh my goodness. I kind of like cardboard pizza / like mediocre arcade. Oh my goodness. Maybe that appeals to like a certain demographic, but never my jam. Yeah, not super psyched about ever going to Chuck E. Cheese. Weird place. Sinks, you welcome to the live stream. You asked what my favorite Netflix show is. That's a good question. I got through all of Breaking Bad. Believe it or not, I had never seen a single episode of Breaking Bad until a couple of weeks ago. So that was pretty good. Let's see, what else? There's this really charming anime show that I started watching called High Score. It's High Score Girl, I think. It's this very charming, just like a feel-good anime about young people and relationships and being awkward. It's the kind of thing that you can't take too seriously, but I enjoy watching it, like keeping it on in the background. And then of course Community. That's what I've been watching lately. I think that is just so hilarious and so like off the wall. So I couldn't say that's a good question. I did hear that all of the Indiana Jones movies recently got put up on Netflix, so I think that's going to be what I'm watching next. Oh, catching up on some more of the comments. Looks like I'm falling behind. MJC, you say you're watching most of the news about COVID-19, which is not good for mental health. Yeah, don't stress out about it too much. Produce not pills, you wouldn't dip your pizza in ranch. No, that's sacrilegious. MJC, with mayo it's good, like for french fries. Yeah, that might work. I mean, ranch dressing is basically like spiced mayonnaise, so spiced soupy mayonnaise. So I could see that. That'd be pretty good. Produce not pills, you're asking if I heard about the Chuck E. Cheese conspiracy. They say the slices are uneven because they are reused. Oh, I haven't heard about that. Is that like people don't finish their pizzas, so then they kind of make an amalgamation of pizzas that aren't eaten afterwards? That I have not heard of that. That's really bad. MJC, you mentioned Breaking Bad. Yeah, that was the kind of show that like after watching the first season, I think they did a really great job of showing how Bryan Cranston's character can go from this like really timid guy to like a drug kingpin and just this ruthless man over the course of a couple of seasons. It was fantastic. Sinks, you say your favorite is 13 Reasons Why. That's a show that I'm not familiar with. I'm going to have to check that out. Produce not pills. Has my workload schedule changed a lot working from home? Not really. I mean, I think the biggest thing is that it's kind of, without having a certain place to section off my work, it's like every time I walk into my living room, there's my work computer. So on the weekends, on the mornings before I go for a run, I'll like sit down and, screw around with something or another for like a half an hour. So if anything, I think I'm working more often, more frequently. And yeah, I don't know. I think my core work hours is like noon to 9 p.m. So it's definitely shoved back. I used to be a real morning person. But yeah, it's like frequent little like pieces of work 7 days a week. So my work schedule has been very strange these last couple of weeks. I'm going to have to see if I can section it off to like 5 days of work, and then 2 days of school work. Like dedicate myself to just spending 2 days on school projects and stuff like that. Man, we'll see how it goes. Producer Not Pills, you ask if I'd ever get a pet. I know this is going to be an unpopular opinion, but I despise dogs. I think they're so irritating. I could never live with one. And as for a cat, like I'll put up with a cat if somebody else has one, but yeah, I really dislike having animals running around my house. Every now and then I'll take care of my parents' cat if they go on vacation or something like that. But if I ever got a pet, yeah, it would have to be like a pet fish or something like that. I would have no patience for that kind of thing. Eric Winokur, you say Better Call Saul is also great. And hi, Steve. Well, hey, man, welcome to the stream. Good to see you, bud. Yeah, Better Call Saul. I've seen a couple of those episodes. They're pretty fun. Uh-oh, I think I'm going to lose a ton of subscribers because I said I really don't like dogs. No, I think dogs are loud and smelly and irritating and needy, and I just really, I find them very irritating. Like, I've never felt the kind of emotional connection to dogs that most other people have, but when I was growing up, I had like the loudest dog that would just run around my house, bark all the time, make all this noise, and he was very smelly and he'd shed everywhere. And I just, oh my goodness, it just turned me off of having a canine pet ever again. I think if I had grown up with like a corgi or a dachshund or something, it'd probably be a little bit different. But yeah, just growing up with that loud, rambunctious, over-energetic, like spastic dog just turned me off of it. Well, had a couple pieces of that. I thought I'd try making my own, like, dessert pizza. Saw how that would turn out. I've seen this kind of thing at a couple of pizza places before, where they do, like, apple pie with apple crumble on top. So this is kind of like my own homemade thing. Just apple pie filling with crumble and some homemade icing. I think I pulled it out of the oven like an hour ago, but it's still just a little bit warm on the inside. Ah, that is really good. Nice and buttery and sweet. Not a homemade crust. One thing that I found very strange at the store is that, I bake a lot, and I have not been able to find active dry yeast at any of the stores around my location. So I think like everybody decided to take up home bread baking as a hobby while they're all stuck inside. Oh my gosh. Oh, that is so good. Anytime I go to one of those like pizza buffet places, when they put out a dessert pizza, I'm always there to pick up like 2 or 3 pieces. Because of course I like it. It is so delicious. And this pizza is just, or this crust is just Safeway store brand. It's like I said, I'm out of yeast. Otherwise I would have tried to make my own hand-tossed pizza crust. And it's not too bad. It was cooked low and slow instead of hot and fast like most pizzas. It's like 350 for a half an hour or something like that. So it came out with a little bit of a chew, kind of like, a little bit like how you'd have a pie crust. I think it goes very well with this kind of pizza topping. Let's see. Manimal.Eats. Hey, bud. Welcome to the stream. Say greetings from Kelowna. Let me know if I'm mispronouncing that. British Columbia. Yeah, thanks for dropping in, man. For folks that don't know, Manimal.Eats and I were going to do a collab at a place at Billy's Cafe, which coincidentally, boom, Billy's Cafe. Just happened to be wearing that t-shirt today. We were going to do a collab at Billy's in, oh my goodness, what was the town? Burlington, Washington. But unfortunately, like, it sounded like if you cross the border out of Canada, you'd have to be quarantined to come back in, because we were going to a couple of weeks ago, right when everything started shutting down. So I hope you're doing okay up there, man. I hope it looks like you're still posting some food challenges and some crazy stuff on social media. So I hope everything's going well for you up there in Canada land, bud. MJC, you say a dog is like a baby. Yeah, exactly. It's I just find them so irritating. Like, yeah, it's people who lose their mind and go crazy and gaga over their puppies and everything. It's like I just can't get any more interested than I am now, and I have no interest in it. But dog would be your best friend and would die for you. Oh, maybe. I think that might be one of the reasons why I'm so turned off of having a dog. Like, one of my roommates, back when I was in college, had this dog that had separation anxiety. So anytime you left the dog alone, it'd just whine and whimper and bark and just be so irritating. Produce Not Pills, you ask what breed it was. It was a black Labrador. So it was on the bigger side, but not a super big dog. But he had this horrible, piercing bark. He would bark non-stop. And it's like I remember right when we got him, like as he was maturing and before he was even a year old, my mother would feed him scraps off the table, and then she would wonder why our dog, for the rest of his life, would sit at the table and just whine and bark and bother everybody during dinner. It's like, come on, you gotta understand that if you train a dog to eat off the table, like that's just what it's gonna do. MJC, you mentioned this with vanilla ice cream. That would be delicious. Oh my goodness. Next time I'll see if I can make a bouzouki with a big blob of vanilla ice cream. Nice and warm right out of the oven. It would just melt into it. I think that would be delicious. That'd be a pretty amazing dessert. Produce Not Pills, you ask if I bake my own bread. I do occasionally. I was going to spend a lot of time practicing. Because, when you're stuck at home, like making a yeast-risen bread doesn't take a ton of active time, but it takes a lot of time end to end. So it's the kind of thing that you get started, and then you let it sit for an hour, and then you kind of touch it, and then you let it sit for another hour, and then you put it in the oven, and it has to bake for another hour. So it's this thing that takes many, many hours. So it's not really conducive to the kind of thing where if you're working 9 to 5 and you have some time in the morning and some time in the evening, it doesn't really work out. But with working from home, you know, I can like take a 5-minute break to go check on some bread that's rising in my bread oven or my proofing drawer. That's what they usually call it, the proofing drawer, and then move it along to the next stage. So I have been making bread, even without yeast. You can still do like Irish soda bread, stuff like that, which is basically like making a bread loaf size buttermilk biscuit, but it's still pretty good. You can use it in sandwiches and stuff. I seriously can't get over how delicious this thing is. I'm going to have to check out some more interesting dessert pizza recipes. See if I can find anything more like creative than this. Because like, I didn't really follow a recipe. I just kind of like got some stuff together and threw it together and wanted to see how it would work out. Oh, let's see. Moving on with some more comments. Man, we got plenty of folks in the stream. Thanks everybody for joining. It's always an amazing pleasure to see so many people in these live streams. Eric Winokur, you say all the yeast is gone, just run out and stores are empty. Yeah, I went to my local, the only place that I've seen with yeast is my local restaurant supply store. So I could have bought this like 2-pound block of yeast, but I think that might take me like a decade to get through. If this keeps up for too much longer, I might have to bite the bullet and buy one of those. Rifit Khan, you ask what my fastest mile time is. I have run a mile in 5 minutes and 5 seconds. That was all downhill, though. I just wanted to see how fast I could cover a mile. On the track, I think 5:20 something is my best time. Nowadays, if I really tried to push myself, I could probably get like 5:30, 5:25, 5:30, probably somewhere around there. Produce Not Pills, you're asking if I would ever have or don't want kids. Yeah, I don't have a ton of interest in it, but, you know, I'm open to the possibility. If I met that special someone, I'm sure that I would love to have my own children. Make my own, like, rabbit warren, if you will. Steve, I think you need to experience dogs that don't have behavior issues, lol. Yeah, maybe. I mean, yeah, I just think that dogs are kind of needy. Like, lots of people talk about the, what do you call it? The, like, love and affection regardless of anything. That just doesn't interest me at all. Like, on the other end of the spectrum, like, cats, the only reason that I can put up with cats is because they're sociopaths that don't bother you at all. So that's the only reason that I could ever put up with a cat, is because it would be less irritating than a dog. BEACE, welcome to the chat. Welcome to the live stream, I should say. Thanks for joining us. You say love your channel and you've got me inspired to start running. How do I start running? Well, it's really not difficult. I think running is a very low bar to entry activity. So now is a great time. Going for that morning run, 3 or 4 days a week, I feel has been great for my mental health to get out and breathe some fresh air. If you wanted to start running now, it'd be pretty tough. I think the best thing to do is to see if you can get yourself some good shoes, buy yourself some good undergarments, some good shorts, stuff like that. And yeah, get out and go for it. You don't have to run super far to call yourself a runner. Just jog around the block the first day, and yeah. And I mentioned the movie, I think I should have looked this up, but I believe it's Brittany Runs a Marathon. I'm gonna check, make sure I'm not sending you guys down. Yes, here we go. Brittany Runs a Marathon. Comedy drama. On Amazon Prime. Okay, yes. Brittany Runs a Marathon on Amazon Prime Video. I think it would be a great like inspirational movie for folks who want to get started, because it is really this like transformational movie of somebody who goes from like really unhealthy lifestyle to running a marathon. It's pretty cool, and it's very accessible. It's not like running the surface of the sun or the longest race or anything like that. It's pretty accessible. I think it does a good job of portraying what it feels like to just start running and eventually reach these amazing goals. Dessert pizza is so good. MJC, you say you think Lillian's do a chocolate pizza. Hey, that sounds delicious. I mean, putting chocolate on just about anything makes it better, right? You could do a chocolate forward pizza, something like that. Oh, Italians is what you mean. I thought Lillian's might have been like, I don't know, some kind of brand or something. Eric Winokur, you say that you make Easter bread today without yeast and using baking powder instead, and it came out really good. Just can't braid it. Yeah, that's interesting. A very quick bread. That's what they usually call it when you use baking soda or baking powder instead of yeast as a leavener. Well, cool, man. Good for you. I hope it's delicious. I hope it does very well. Yeah, if you do, I've seen some of those breads that they make like 7 or 8 strands of bread and then braid them together, and it just looks so amazing. I did watch a bunch of episodes of the Great British Bake Off, speaking of shows that I watch on Netflix. And it was very cool to see the different kinds of breads and stuff that they make on that. And now I understand what all my British friends were talking about when they mentioned the fear of the soggy bottom. I'll leave that one for anybody who watches the Great British Bake Off. I can't tell you what a soggy bottom is, but if you ever watch it, then yeah, you'll know. The people who know, they know. Adrian, welcome to the stream. Glad to see that you're with us today. Wish you went to the 2019 Toronto Poutine Championship alongside Matt Stoney. Oh my goodness. Yeah, what a crazy showing. Who else was there? Yeah, there were a lot of people who were there that year, last year. That would have been pretty cool. I think, if I remember right, that was like late October, and I was just starting my new job, so I kind of wanted to like make a good impression on the guys, not like start my job and then immediately jet set off and take a bunch of weekends off. So that would have been a lot of fun. The Poutine Championship is actually one that I was looking at for 2020. I'm going back and forth between doing the Poutine Championship and the Daily Food Gyoza Championship in LA, because they're on back-to-back weekends, and I don't think I could swing doing 2 different eating contests on back-to-back weekends. That's just a little bit too much travel for me. But yeah, the Poutine Championship is one that I am consistently astounded by how much those folks can eat. I think the record is, 20 pounds or something of poutine by either Stoney or Joey Chestnut. Have Eric Cruz dropping in the chat. What's up, man? Good to see you. MJC, Jeff Esper was also there. Yeah, Jeff Esper, what a guy. Oh my goodness. I've competed against Jeff Esper twice. I use that term competed against him very loosely. He and I have been in the same contest on 2 separate occasions. Because, yeah, he's on another level. That guy has got such amazing capacity. I mean, he and Joey Chestnut are like 1-to-1 for who's the best. And I think Jeff Esper is a really interesting guy. He's very reserved. He's a very quiet guy. And he is very intense at those contests. Like, he shows up and he is there with a goal, with a plan to win it. I'm always like joking around, slapping backs with, Darren Breeden, Brett Healy, a couple of folks that I've seen at a few contests. Katie Prettyman is another individual that I really like seeing at contests. A local eater whom I've competed with a couple of times, so it's always good to see her. And we're always just like backslapping and having a good time, jovial, joking around. And there's Jeff Esper in the corner, just like getting pumped up to really crush this contest. And I mean, it works for him. The guy can eat so much food; it's incredible. Eric Winokur, don't want to upset Mary or Paul with a soggy bottom. You got it, man. You know what we're talking about. All right, well, it's been about a half an hour. As usual, I got to get back to work pretty soon. So I got to say, it's always heartwarming to see everybody in the chat. Always awesome to see folks, be able to chat with you guys. I hope folks are staying healthy, staying happy. If you can do it, make sure that you tell somebody that you appreciate them or appreciate their company. It's always good to give somebody a call, write somebody a letter. And if you can, if it's sunny outside, go for a walk. Enjoy yourselves. I hope people are going out of their way. Whew. And I've got some pizza to eat. And I'm going to do my best to make sure that this video game that I'm working on is as amazing as it can possibly be. So until next time, I'm going to say I hope you guys stay hungry, stay healthy, stay happy. I'm going to try to do some more live streams next week. Again, just keep up these lunch live streams during the week. It's pretty easy. It's pretty convenient because it is just kind of in my house, my living room. Don't have to go out of the way. Not a huge production value. And until next time, peace out, and I hope you guys have an awesome weekend. Oh, and happy Easter. I almost forgot. It's Easter this weekend, so I hope no matter what your religious affiliation is, I hope that you enjoy the weekend. And if you do celebrate Easter, I hope you guys get together, eat some deviled eggs, eat some chocolate eggs, whatever it is that you want to do. And try not to bash on the rabbits too much this weekend. I guess the Easter Bunny kind of has it coming. Being made of chocolate and all. All right, catch you guys later.